My name is Glenn Miller, and today join us with Crooks Baxter in this live interview. We will be interviewing him about his past life. Crooks Baxter is known for being the stable boy on a ranch.
Well, sir, I think that depends on the place you're talking about. If it was where there ain't nobody there, then it would have worsened because certainly I would have died. If it were a nice place where I had no troubles, then it would have been a whole lot better. But it doesn't turn out like that.
Do you believe that if your father had conditioned you to believe that being a black man in a white neighborhood is wrong, your mindset will be different and maybe you will have an easier time communicating with your white coworkers?
Well, I'm surely sure that I would have been different if that such thing could have happened, but sir, my old man words was law to me. I couldn't fight it. If he told me a different way, I would have listened, and maybe if he didn't told me such things, I think I would have gone along with the other persons. Or maybe I didn't think the way I do. So yes, I do believe that I would think differently.
Have you ever had doubts that your data words were right?
Were you listening? Like I said before, my old man's word law. I followed and believed everything he said. No, sir, I had no doubts after what he told me and what I saw those to him. And his hard work, they broke it all. I'm sure I understand where in my position you would feel the same goddamn way. Just imagine it.
Would your feelings of white people change if you could sleep in the lonely house with everyone else?
Hell no, that wouldn't change a bit. They still treat me like an old rag dog. You get me? Hell no, that wouldn't change a bit. They still treat me like an old rag dog. You get me?
What's the point of telling Letty and George was going to die? What did you benefit from the conversation?
There was no point for that question. Next one, sir.
Next question. Why don't you want to answer?
Well, because there's nothing to answer, sir. Easy as that, you know.
Sir, is there something you're hiding?
I don't understand where this question is coming from, man. Quit being such an asshole, you.
People, it's time for a commercial break. We'll be back in a minute. Let's give a replay of what happened during the break.
Look here, little mister. I agreed to this interview to talk about my past life, not about that wild, weird, crazy kid, that one freaking Lanny kid, whatever, you know.
This is meant for you to talk about your life. From what I know, Lenny is on your past. Just a simple question, no need to get offended.
Shut your mouth and move on. You're wasting enough of my time already.
To your back and your other arm.
Okay. So now we're gonna be rude. I got kicked like a turkey on a leg by a horse on the ranch. That is the answer to your curiosity on my deformation. This arm was chopped off by a cultivator, you know. It's what sometimes happens to people when they actually do their work.
Okay, alright. Tell me about your past life.
Oh, sir, I got along. Sad past, you know. I've been through more shit than you can think of. Oh, well, let me tell you, I got raised in a chicken farm with my dad. I would, you know, go with the eggs, do works with the eggs. I would have to stuff my fingers up the chicken's ass to check on the eggs, you know. Excuse my vulgar language, I was just educated that way. Well, let me keep on telling you. So, my dad, he was also a very alcoholic person. But, well, one day, I remember him telling me to not hang out with white people ever. In my mind, I said I will always keep that promise. Well, one day when I came back, I saw my dad dead, and I had found out that some white people had killed him, you know. I had to bury him by myself. You know how sad that was. I had nobody. I stayed alone. I just imagined that. Living alone. Well, from that loneliness, I started, drinking. I started going to bars on a daily basis. And since I had no ranch no more because the white people took it, I lived practically on the streets. And I would always do whiskey. I would get drunk off beers and beers. Well, and whenever I would drink, I would always remember something one of the white persons told me. They would say, "Ain't no nigger gonna take white land," and I will never forget about that. Yeah, I would always drink off thinking about that. I would over drink on what I told you, whiskey. I would always be drinking tequila, bucana, also all the alcohol you can imagine, sir. And I had to go through all this hell just because my color was black. You know?
Sir?
Oh, how do you think I'm gonna be alright after all I've been through? You think it's really right for me? It's not easy.
None. How was your childhood?
Actually, when I wasn't having bad moments, I actually had a pretty happy childhood with my dad, you know. My mom abandoned us when I was a very small baby. At least that's what I got told. I don't know whatever happened to her. I love hanging out with my dad. We would always go onto a chicken farm. We would play around with the chickens. He would show me around. Well, and also he taught me a lot of things. Like, he taught me how to fish. We would always go fishing. Sorry, there's some technical problems here. It's fine, guys. Also, he taught me how to build things such as housing, stables, and all that type of crap, you know. And well, yeah, that's all my past life in little words. My father taught me also. He raised me to be the person who I am now. I fight for my rights. I fight to defend who I am. I know I ain't no typical white folk, but I'm gonna tell you something. I am worth more than you can imagine. But yeah, that's it. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me, sir?
How was your relationship with Lenny and George?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I got to know Lenny for a while, but I didn't really get to know much more about him. But before his very tragic passing, but his friend, brother, whatever, George. Well, yeah, I saw George like last Saturday, I think. I regret reacting like that to that question, you know. Like, I guess I just got kind of jealous that Laney had George that looked after him. He had something to help him out in his life, and I had no one, and I have no one, and I guess just jealousy took me over, you know, but I sincerely apologize, and, you know, I hope Laney is doing great up there. He was a great kid.
Thanks for joining us today. Another time, but thank you, Mr. Baxter, for telling us your story, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, sir. It was fun. Well, it was like, you know, I let everything out. And thank you guys for watching too. I mean, I hope you guys learned something from this, you know. I just wanted to let you guys know that skin color shouldn't divide us. And don't let that be an issue in your life. And I hope you guys have many blessings coming into your life. And I hope you guys don't have to go through so much bullshit crap, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Baxter.
Okay, whatever. I'll post that. I don't care, dude. I'm so done with this. Is that it? It's fine. I'll post it.
Yeah, just put the music over.
Carlita.
Gala sola.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't change a bit. They still treat me like an older rag dog. You know what I mean?